If it turns out to be the butler, I'm going to be fuming. Welcome to Sightless Gamer Hag. My name is Rachel. It's Murder Mystery Monday. We're back playing Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot First Cases. We're picking up exactly where we left off. This is chapter 5, The Secret. Let's do some investigating. We were brought in to solve a blackmail case, and there is a whole tangled web of things going on, and in the midst of this, someone got murdered. The Major. He was not a very nice guy. So we are just going to jump right in. A restless sleep combined with the image of the eerie figure in the snow has not only convoluted what my little grey cells must consider. I should not have expected this to be a simple case. I have been lied to by at least one of the guests. I think everybody's hiding stuff, to be honest. Their alibis all confirm each other's, but I know this is not to be true. Okay, we solve things by mind mapping. How the Major was involved with the blackmail eludes me for now. Once I have confirmed whether he was the author or recipient, I can consider my next step in the investigation. So, from what I can gather, the Major has something over Cassandra. And he has been robbing them blind, I think. He's been using their money for his own ends, and it's created some problems. Cassandra just seems to be taking it, so that I would imagine that he knows something about her. So we are gonna go find everybody at Angélie. There you go. Hello.
Good morning, detective. I hope you were comfortable last night.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. The room was more than pleasant, merci. I'm afraid my mind was not in a state to enjoy it to its full potential, though.
I can't imagine any of us slept soundly last night.
She seems very sweet.
Hopefully guilt will be weighing heavily on someone's shoulders this morning.
Perhaps on more than one set.
I'm sorry if I was not much help last night, detective.
On the contrary, your inside knowledge of the guests was of great help to my investigation. But there are many more questions that require answers.
So the impression that a lot of the guests gave us is that either they didn't know each other or they had fallen out and they weren't close, but then Angeline was like, oh, many of these people are friends. And it's like, okay. What were your feelings towards the Major's position in the house?
His position? You mean about him living here?
Oui, even in a house this size, you must see a lot of each other.
I enjoyed having him here. When I was away with Gideon, it was comforting to know Maman was not alone. Although his work with Mr. Da Silva has kept him away from the house of late.
Oh, he was providing security for the Viscount's old business with the business partner.
What can you tell me about their relationship, working or otherwise?
There is not much to tell, only that there is no love lost between them.
Do you know what their business entailed?
He was always quite private about his work. I know that he was helping Mr. Da Silva with some safety matters.
Oh yeah, the union. Currently the workers are on strike because they want better conditions. So the union leader is here, and I think her fiance is trying to facilitate a conversation between the union and the Ernesto, who is the business partner who runs the factory. And I don't know whether the Major was getting involved in that and messing that up.
I found a check addressed to the Major from Monsieur Da Silva. It noted security consulting.
Ah, that's right, security. With his military training, he helped Mr. Da Silva prepare for any trouble with the strikes.
Although the Major's death has taken precedent, there has been a development in the blackmail case.
Oh, detective, I knew I could count on you.
It may not be the news you had wished for, though. Another letter has been found.
Addressed to me? I don't know how much more I can take of this.
Pardonnez-moi, mademoiselle. Although it has been written in the same manner, using similar phraseology, it was not sent for your eyes, rather the Major's. Or at least that is how it seems.
I'm sorry, detective. I don't understand. It is addressed to him or not?
Hmm.
I found it in the Major's study yesterday while conducting my preliminary search. Whether he is the author of the letter or the recipient, I am still yet to discover.
Could the Major have been behind the blackmail?
No, he could not do that.
Hmm.
You did not hesitate for a moment.
Hmm.
Why would he do such a thing? And then to send a letter to himself? It just doesn't make sense.
Covering his tracks.
Merci for your time, mademoiselle. You are to a detective what an umbrella is to a traveler on a wet day.
Is she though?
Useful?
Exactement.
That was a bit of a weird compliment, but okay. Let's speak to... We don't need to speak to Art. Who else is out here? Who else is out here? Anyone else out here?
Good morning, Detective. You slept well?
I'm afraid I did not. I was hoping for at least a moment of pleasant slumber, but alas, it was not to be. Finding the Major's killer is the only thing that will put my mind at ease.
In that case, Detective, what can I do to help?
While watching the snowfall last night, I swear I saw a silhouette of a figure standing in the garden.
In that snow? If someone was out there, we'd have another body on our hands.
We may very well have one.
I realize how strange it sounds. I would not believe it myself if I had not seen it with my own eyes.
Staff have reported seeing things in the dark before, but it always just turns out to be shadows. It was likely just your mind playing tricks.
I did not see Mademoiselle Elizabeth last night.
I'm afraid our Lizzie is not well. I think the events of yesterday were too much for her. We'll have to just make do without her this morning.
Okay.
As Wordsworth once stated, rest and be thankful. Perhaps a chance of peace and relaxation will work wonders.
I'd like to also speak with Mademoiselle Bosch at his
She
convenience.
is currently eating breakfast alone in the dining room. It's how she prefers it. But if you...
It's important I speak with her, but perhaps it's better to allow her to finish. I do not wish to upset her before I've even asked my first question. I could perhaps investigate the garden for any evidence of the figure from last night. Telephone.
But I'm afraid I found this morning that the telephone lines aren't working. The snow continued through the night and must have damaged them.
Really?
Even if we could use the telephone, I don't think anyone would be able to reach us.
That's fine.
In that case, it will be up to myself alone to solve the case.
I can do it.
I'll let you know if anything changes. But until some of the snow clears, enough for the carriages to arrive, we are snowed in.
Okay. Although I'm not able to call upon or leave the house to find help for local authorities, it also means none of the guests are able to leave. I have until the snow clears to find not only Mademoiselle Angeline's blackmailer, but also the Major's killer. The Major's body.
Taken care of. Master Dremere and his brother, after sobering up, helped me move him into the cellar. Best place for the time being.
Très bien. I imagine there is no reason for anyone to go down there.
Besides me, no one. Once this snow clears, we will be able to move him from the house.
I wonder if the Archibald did it.
Assistance has been most valuable as always.
I could imagine Archibald, like... Alright. Oh, hello.
Bonjour, Monsieur Demire.
Detective Poirot, how are you?
The truth, Monsieur.
Tired.
With each step towards uncovering the blackmailer, I am thrown 2 steps back as to the identity of the Major's killer.
Is there something I can help you with?
After investigating the crime scene yesterday, I asked Monsieur Sterling to move the body. While in the study, I noticed the Major's safe was locked. Would you know who has access? Let's do that.
Archibald came to me and asked for my help in the matter. My brother and I dealt with it.
Merci for your help. It is a job that only the professionals should have to undertake.
It's a job that had to be done, although it may have affected my brother more than I.
How so?
At the sight of the body, the color drained from his face. Once we had reached the cellar, Zachariah took himself straight off to bed, without even a good night.
Safe.
Felix and Madame van den Bosch are the only ones with keys, as far as I'm aware. Oh, and Archibald. I'm sure I heard Felix asking him to return something to it once.
Okay. I wonder why Monsieur Sterling did not mention this previously. Did we ask him, though, to be fair? Have you spoken to your
I have
brother?
not seen him since last night. I'm sure he will have been fine after a good night's sleep.
Would he, though? I imagine the alcohol would have acted as sufficient sleeping aid.
He does not need his younger brother checking in on him.
Perhaps that is exactly what he requires.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what he told you yesterday, Detective, but he's a big boy. He can look after himself.
I worry that may not be the case, monsieur. His time in the war came up in conversation more than once during our conversations.
He's still talking about it. I thought talking to the doctor would have stopped all of that.
Merci, monsieur.
Bit of PTSD there. Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
I wonder if I could ask you some questions.
That is it, detective? No small talk? No inflating of one's ego?
I am afraid not, Countess. With the murderer still loose in the house, my mind is rather preoccupied.
And I didn't get enough sleep.
Well then, detective, perhaps I can be of some assistance.
Perhaps you can.
Comment, madame?
I thought you might like to know what I found on the Major's body.
Who gave you permission?
That certainly piqued your interest.
A man has been murdered, and you find it acceptable to fool around and joke.
Oh, please, detective. Do you really think so little of me? Archibald asked for my assistance. He knows of my medical training from my days as a nurse, and I thought I would be able to help. Even if it has been some years.
It was not his place to grant you access to the body.
Well,
I shall remember to keep my assistance to myself next time.
what did you
A
discover?
single stab wound, which you no doubt already knew. The knife was held in their right hand. I would say their predominant hand.
I pride myself on order and method, and this is far from either. A suspect in a murder investigation has examined the very victim that they are suspected of killing is like something out of a crime novel.
Judging by the depth of the wound,
Bit meta.
I would say there was no great force put into the strike. More a sign of defense than attack. If I had to say what weapon was used, a small sharp knife or dagger.
This may confirm my suspicions of the Major's knife being used to kill him.
I understand it may be difficult for one to keep such information to yourself, but I ask you to try. Your involvement has already tainted my investigation.
You are welcome, detective.
When my superior officer hears the goings-on in this house, I will surely be seeing the green fields of the countryside once more. I must do all I can to redeem the reputation I've worked to build, starting with finding the killer.
S'il vous plaît, Comtesse. Keep this information to yourself.
Suspicious. Suspicious. Do we? Oh, we have two links here. Okay. Let's have a little look. Angeline disputes the Major being a blackmailer. She knew the Major well. Well, yeah, there may be a connection there.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
One cannot be surprised with Angeline and Felix's bond. He has been a figure in her life for so long. Angeline is attached to the mayor. Let's have Archibald. Brothers move the body. Archibald is a loose cannon. Major blackmail letter. Oh, there we go. He's therapized.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
I have heard of men returning physically from the war, but their minds remaining on the battlefield. Okay, let's have a little chat with Gideon then. The secret. What was that? So talk to Gideon, inspect the garden, talk to Cassandra. Brace ourselves for talking to Cassandra. Hello.
If it will help you find the Major's killer, of course.
Your brother was seeing a
When he
doctor.
returned from the war, he was a different man.
He's probably not seen
What he
some.
had seen.
Well,
I cannot speak from experience, but I can only imagine.
yeah, he was a medic as well, wasn't he?
The first weeks he would wake in the night, screaming. I found him one night, cowering behind the desk in the study. When I tried to help him out from beneath it, well, it was the first time I had ever feared for my life.
Yeah, PTSD can get you.
That is not why you two are no longer close?
And not at all, Detective. We were always very different in nature. While I had always wanted to follow an academic path, Zachariah was more of a free spirit. Or at least as free as our father and the laws would allow.
And yet, he ended up in the military. Quite the contrast.
Mm.
Our father demanded that he at least try to do something with his life. And when some of his friends joined the army, he signed up with them. It wasn't long before he moved out from the family home after his return from the army. I always assumed that he had put the war and everything that came with it behind him and was moving on. Now I see that is far from the truth.
I imagine it's quite difficult to move on from something like that. Let's go and have a little look outside, especially if like the Major is there. Dining room. Let's go and have a little look outside in the garden. Just to see if there's any evidence of somebody. Finding evidence of the figure from last night will be... Sorry, dyslexia kicking in. Finding evidence of the figure from last night will on one hand confirm I'm not seeing things that Monsieur Sterling suggested, but on the other hand pose even more questions that must be answered. Okay, what do we have here? We have some footsteps. There's a small trail of footprints in the snow. The Major was seen walking around here yesterday. However, with this heavy snowfall... Ah, the lighter. A well-made lighter with the insignia of a military regiment. The Major must have dropped it. Let's have a little look. Is there anything else around here? Oh, this is thick snow. Oh, garden tools. Garden tools have been left out, presumably before the snow fell. What else is there? Let's have a little look over here. Oh look, we're leaving a trail. There's a bit less snow there. Gosh, this garden is big. Oh, what's that? It's almost disappeared in the snow. I doubt we will see too many birds in these conditions. Probably not. What have we got here? Have a little look. There's the fountain. Oh. It must have been left out for collection. I cannot see anyone making it through this snow though. Let's go and have a little look. The house is completely snowed in. It does not look like we shall be going anywhere anytime soon. The snow is still falling. I'm hardly dressed for the occasion. Perhaps Madame Van den Bosch has finished her breakfast and is ready to answer my questions. Okay. Okay. Let's go in the dining room. Is this the dining room? Oh no, that's the salon. Dining room. While I must speak with Madame Van den Bosch, I should also take this opportunity to talk to Mademoiselle Rihanna in the kitchen. Okay, should we have a little look round first? Have a little look round. Salon. Madame Van den Bosch's collection of art extends further than just paintings. I imagine she's quite sad that she's had to sell some of them. Same again. Oh, the table's all set out. Hang on. The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house. Very cold. The feet are going to be cold. That's probably going to be the same. Bust. This drinks globe. I wonder how many travel expeditions have been played while enjoying the concerts of globe. There's probably a thing that I can get here. Where is Cassandra? Oh, there she is. My apologies, madame. I did not see you there. Hello.
Bonjour, madame. May I offer my condolences for your loss?
Thank you, detective, but they are not necessary. What can I do for you?
She has the stiffest of stiff upper lips.
I was hoping you would be prepared to answer some questions.
If I must.
Why would somebody want to kill the Major?
I'm sure you're aware he was not the easiest man to get along with. His hot temper made him a number of foes.
A hot temper is reason enough to kill a man.
People have been killed over ridiculous things,
His
you know what I
mouth
mean?
often acted before his brain. Perhaps someone had grown tired of dealing with it.
You suggested why someone must kill him. But who do you believe would do it?
Seeing as I heard Mr. Becker's in what I would describe as an unnecessarily loud exchange of words yesterday, he would be my first suspect.
Okay.
You heard them yourself.
How could I not? The volume they were shouting at, I could hear them from the study in my room.
I did
Well,
not think it fitting to tell me this yesterday.
she didn't want to tell us anything.
I didn't think Felix was going to wind up dead and a murderer loose in my house. My apologies, detective.
Fair enough. Although I must learn more of this argument, it is not Madame that I expect the answers to come from, rather Monsieur Becker's. He has a great deal of explaining to do. A letter was found in the Major's study.
I assume you are talking about the supposed blackmail letter.
Hmm.
Oui, madame. You know of it?
It arrived shortly after the first. Rather coincidental, if you ask me.
Oh.
I'm not sure I understand what you're trying to say, madame.
He no doubt had secrets hidden away. But do you honestly think Felix had anything of value to his name worth threatening him for?
Oh, so you think he was behind it?
Perhaps you should enlighten me.
Well, he was here, living in my house, eating my food, prepared by my staff. Does that answer your question, detective?
Rather succinctly, yeah. How do you think the Major came to have the
I
letter?
wouldn't put it past him to have written it himself, in the hopes of getting some sympathy from me.
Wow.
And the other letters?
He probably wrote those too. If Angeline paid the first, that would have given him the money to pay the second letter. He is the White Knight, saves the day, and expects to live here happily ever after.
Oh. I did not expect Madame van den Bosch to be so blunt with her thoughts towards the Major. I was under the impression there was more to their friendship, not less. I think he's been, like, blackmailing her. It's quite the nefarious plan that Madame has laid out to the Major. I'm not sure I can believe he would go to such levels of deceit. I'm sure Mademoiselle Angeline will have an opinion on that. You know what? I can see the Major doing it. I can. Let's ask about Monsieur de
What is it
Silva.
you wish to know?
You two have been friends for some time now. And while I do not mean to pry, has your relationship only...
If you are trying to
I'm not
insist
insinuating anything.
that
I'm just asking a
Mr.
question.
Silver and I are running around like school children.
No, that's not what I said.
Further from the truth. He was friends with my husband, for goodness sake.
And you are who is dead?
Oui, I understand they worked together. Investments, if I am correct.
Mr. De Silva was the voice of reason that my husband should have listened to more often, instead of throwing our money at businesses that were already on the verge of bankruptcy.
Merci.
Well,
I shall not bother you any further.
that was actually not a bad conversation with Cassandra. I feel like that actually went pretty well. She was quite open. Interesting. Let's go and talk to Rihanna. Where is she? Pots and pans. The cookers obviously used them for quite some time, judging by their condition. Bonjour.
Bonjour, madame. You must be the wonderful cook.
Wonderful and modest, sir. I am Rihanna.
My taste buds thank you for the ravishing meal last night. has been some time since I ate so well.
Ooh.
Glad to hear it, sir.
S'il te plaît, madame. A detective is fine.
In that case, mademoiselle is fine for me, and I will ignore your presumption of marriage.
C'est bon, mademoiselle.
Oh, we met everyone. You've been with the Van den Bosch family for quite some time.
That's right. I've seen staff come and go, but a house always needs a trustworthy cook.
I agree. But if I was to eat what you prepare every day, I fear I may be the size of la maison.
Not a bad thing, detective. You could do with some meat on your bones.
Well, with the snow still not clearing, we may be stuck here for the weekend. Perhaps I should look to adjust my pantalon buttons.
I understand you took some ice to the Major yesterday.
Monsieur Archie told me what had happened. Bruises can swell fast, so I took him some ice to bring it down.
Strange, Monsieur Sterling told me it was the Major that requested the ice.
How was the Major when you saw him?
Sterling is up to something.
As always.
I suppose one would not take kindly to being punched as he was.
Punched or not, he was as ungrateful as ever.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
I have gathered all I need for Madame Van den Bosch and Mademoiselle Rehanna. I should return to the Great Hall. Okay. I think Sterling... Do you know what? I don't want to say the butler did it, but... Because that feels like a bit of a cliche. But he has definitely told a few fibettes. Or at least not fibs, maybe just like... misleading stuff. Let's see if there's anything we need to link. Oh, there's one here. Major's involvement with the blackmail. Let's have a look. What new information do we have? Cassandra. Major had a temper. Cassandra believes the Major was a blackmailer. Let's link the two.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Angelina and Cassandra have different impressions of the Major. There must be a reason for this. I think that Cassandra knows the Major, the real Major, a lot better than Angeline does. Angeline is very sweet. But I don't think the Major showed his true character. And if he did, she's potentially filming about it.
Is there something I can help you with, detective?
Your maman did not describe her friendship with the Major in such a positive light.
You have got the wrong end of the stick, detective. Maman has snapped at him recently, but it was nothing more than that. It was something to do with the letter. I heard them in the library before Maman shouted and he stormed out of the room past me.
Could it have been the blackmail letter that instigated their argument?
Why would Maman be upset with him over the letter?
I think she's very naive. She's either very clever or very naive.
Madame is of a very different opinion from yourself regarding his connection with the letters. She believes him to be the author.
That is what she told you? She has always been one to make a quick, if not rash decision, but she cannot truly believe that.
Was the Major aware you had paid the first blackmail letter?
I don't recall telling him directly. I did not want Maman to find out it had been paid. If he knew, surely she would.
Madame believes he may have been behind all the letters, and taking your payment of the first, then used it to pay the second and be the hero in you and your mother's eyes.
I never knew Maman had such an imagination. Where would she get a story like that from?
That is a question I was hoping you may be able to answer.
You have met him. Do you really think he's capable of such a devious plan?
Kind of, yeah.
It's a plan only the most crooked and underhanded could create. Is that the Major? I am not so sure.
Are we though? The more I think on the Madame story, the more ridiculous and obscure it sounds, but that does not mean it can be ruled out. Can it
Shall not keep
though?
you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
I mean, that's just me and my own personal opinion that I think the Major is absolutely capable. Maybe not particularly smart enough to do it, but definitely devious enough to do it. Let's have a look. Cassandra wasn't happy with the Major. Gideon paid it off. Let's link those two.
What a revelation.
I wonder if the blackmail had a greater effect on their relationship than expected. I mean, only they can tell us, really. And they're not going to. Talk to Angeline. Talk to Angeline again?
Is there something I can help you with, detective?
Possibly, possibly not. Was the arrival of the blackmail letter what caused tension in Madam and Major's relationship?
I'm afraid it had been that way for some time. Maman is not forthcoming with her emotions, as I'm sure you are aware. But I could tell she had not been happy with their arrangement for the last few months. There was not one particular thing that she expressed. It was just the way she spoke to him and of him when he wasn't present.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
I believe I've gathered everything that is required. Monsieur Sterling will be able to assist me in gaining access to the Major's study. Do you know what? If it turns out to be the butler, I'm going to be fuming.
Whatever you need, detective.
I wish to inspect the Major's study again.
Certainly, detective.
Give me the key to the safe. Sterling. The room is still a crime scene and should have remained untouched, but it looks as though it's been ransacked. Flipping heck. I requested Monsieur Sterling to have the body wrapped and moved, which has been done. Thankfully, what else has gone on in here? All kinds of friggin' nonsense. Look at all this. Empty envelopes, addressed to the Major with no return address. Someone is obviously looking for something, in particular in the Major's documents. These accounts have been thoroughly rifled through. The Major has recently taken out a large loan and the interest rate is astronomical. The safe is sealed letter. How strange, I could not access this yesterday, but now it's been left wide open. Scratches are obvious around the lock. Someone in the house was eager to see the safe's contents. Half-sealed letter addressed to Madame van den Bosch from the Major. I'm not one to read others' private mail, but under the circumstances. My dearest Cassandra, it feels as though it has been an age since I've been able to set my eyes on you, a day I have waited for so impatiently. I keep the photograph of us together at the lake close to my heart, always. I cannot wait to see how young Angeline has grown. Her beauty will surely soon reach that of her mother. I hope the gifts from the Orient reached you fine. They are really something to behold. The work that has kept me away for so long is drawing to a close, and I will be returning to the continent within the month. At your request, I have found accommodation in the city. It pains me to think of being so close and yet unable to be with you every moment. If it eases your worry, I shall not continue to question it. I will arrange for a visit to the house. An old friend returning will surely raise minimal suspicions. I understand that the Viscount is also currently out of the country. I hope you have not felt the strain of loneliness take over. It will not be long until we are reunited. Until that day, until the end of mine, my heart is yours, Major. Did they have an affair? It seems there is a great deal of Madame van den Bosch and the Major's relationship that she has withheld. It's clear from the letter that their affection for one another has been more than that of a friendship for some time. The mention of young Angeline suggests it may go back as far as 20 years. Holy frijoles! Photograph. I must admit, side by side, there is a striking resemblance between mère et fille. Perhaps such flattery is the way to win over Madame van den Bosch. That is a torn picture. How strange. The Viscount was also present in the picture, but has been folded out. I did not think there was any hostility between the Major and the late Viscount. I mean, if he was topping his wife. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Hang on. Oh my goodness, get a grip, woman. Wow. Just see if there's anything else. Investigate the blackmail. Okay, let's have a little look in here. So Angeline is attached to the Major. Where is the Major? Well. I wonder.
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
I wonder if that brings Angeline's paternity into question. The hidden photos of them, along with Angeline's attachment to him, proves he cared deeply about them. Potentially. Potentially there is large sum and ransom value. Large sum. Ransom value.
Magnifique.
The Major paid the letter that was addressed to him. He must have been worried enough that something would be released to public, but what? Maybe that they've been having an affair for many years and Angeline might be his daughter. Let's have a little look. What we got here? Major confessed his love for Cassandra. Major cared about Cassandra and Angeline. Let's... maybe?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
I believe the Major would do everything to remain in the comfortable life he's accustomed to, but would he stoop so low as to fake a blackmail letter? Maybe. Major faked the blackmail. Major paid the blackmail. Let's... maybe?
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The evidence shows the Major was not the author of the blackmail letter. The Major was a victim, just like Mademoiselle Angeline. Whoever it is that is penning these letters know a great deal about many people. I wonder how many more I've received. It's either going to be someone like... someone outside the family, or it's going to be a servant, maybe. Potentially. Investigate the blackmail. Okay. The uncertain connection between the Major and the ransom has been resolved. The Major was being blackmailed. The letters were not written by his hand. Let's get out of here. What remains unresolved is why the Major was being blackmailed. 2 cases of extortion under one roof. The question of their relationship must be asked. The Major's secret is anything but obvious from his letter. I now have a blackmailer and a murderer and their weapon to find. If the correct process is followed, they shall all be found swiftly. I should take my leave. This rumour has already revealed enough new insights to the Madame's and Major's lives. I think there may have
Detective
been...
Poirot, I have been asked to inform you that Lady Bosch has returned to her room, and she wishes not to be disturbed.
Okay.
Merci. Madame certainly has mastered the art of subtlety.
Okay.
They may not be the exact words she used, but I'm sure you can imagine. Excuse me, I have some further duties to attend to in the parish.
Okay. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to search the top floor now there is no one to disturb me. There is one room that holds particular interest. I should inspect the storage room while I have this rare opportunity. Okay, where is this storage room? Major's bedroom. Is it down here maybe? Storeroom. Cool. Oh, interesting. What do we have here? Children's toys. A collection of children's toys. Such a shame to see them stored away and not being enjoyed. Considering they have been kept in a storage room, they are all in almost perfect condition. My immediate assumption would be that they belong to Mademoiselle Angeline. Did she play with them though, if they were in good condition? Grandfather clock. The time and skill it takes to build such a wonderful piece, it is an art form. What potentially... oh, what's this? A lone storybook rests here. It's obviously been read a great number of times, judging by the condition of the spine and pages. I'm perhaps not the target demographic, but I understand it to be quite popular amongst a younger audience. To the real lady of the house, happy birthday. Watching you grow into a proper young lady has been more than words can describe. Oh, my love, Felix. I would not have expected to find such a heartfelt message written by Monsieur Hagen and to Mademoiselle Angeline. Is this the usual inscription you would find from a family friend? Okay, I'm starting to think that maybe he might be her father, or at least he thinks he might be her father. I cannot seem to get a straight answer from anyone regarding the Major. I know he's been friends with Madame van den Bosch for some years, but I must find out if there's anything more. Originally, I thought that he wanted to marry her, but now I'm starting to think that he thinks that he's potentially her father. Okay. What do we...
I must act on thought and fact, not on impulse.
Okay. Let's move away from that. So we've got unsent, vice cards image torn, empty envelopes torn, addressed to the Major, loans large sum with a high interest rate. Major. Let's maybe link the loan.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
It seems the Major has lived rather comfortably in the Van den Bosch house for many years. Okay, we need to talk to Angeline. Right. Let's go. Maybe talk to Angeline. Or maybe Cassandra, maybe. Yeah, let's go. Let's go and annoy Cassandra. Just because we can't. Oh. Gazing at the stars is truly one of life's simple pleasures. Okay. Let's go. I could look at artwork, but I don't want to. Angelina Gideon's bedroom. Cassandra's bedroom. I'm sorry, Cassandra, but I've discovered some things. Hello. Bonjour.
Detective Poirot, what do you think you are doing in here?
We're going to have a very delicate conversation, okay?
I have something I wish to discuss with you.
Well, I hope it is important enough to justify barging into one's bedroom.
Potentially.
I assure you it is.
Potentially.
Because this has gone on far too long. We are snowed in this house while a murderer runs amok.
He hasn't murdered anybody else.
I can understand your frustrations, but it is not as simple as...
You were once an incompetent officer, and now it seems you are just as incompetent as a detective.
You've changed your tune. You were a bit nicer before.
If I was not being lied to and misled at every turn, perhaps the murderer would already be in custody.
Take that.
I hope you are not suggesting I had something to do with Felix's murder.
No, but you've been lying to
I
me.
am suggesting that if I had the support that everyone claims they are offering, we would be in a very different situation.
If you have something you want to ask, I suggest you ask me now.
I was not aware the Major had been so close to your daughter. I would like to ask you about a letter I found in the Major's study. Let's go with that one first.
I'm sure he has hundreds of letters in there. Most of them could and should have been thrown away a long time ago. You are going to have to be more specific.
Okay.
To the letter addressed to you, the one of a romantic nature.
Well, that was very delicately put.
Romantic nature. Please, detective. Felix did not have a romantic bone in his body.
He made his intentions quite clear in the letter. I must admit I myself was surprised.
You really do have quite the active imagination, detective. If that is how you wish to interpret it, so be it. But I can assure you, the Major did not think of me that way, and certainly did not include it in a letter.
I was not aware the Major had been close
We
to...
met before Angeline was born, so he was often at the house when she was growing up.
Come on, love.
And where was it you two met?
I was attending an event. Felix was also in attendance as a serving officer. A conversation was struck.
So it was not through the Viscount that you two met?
I did not require my husband to start conversations on my behalf.
It was you that instigated it then?
Oh, my, detective. That active imagination of yours has quite some journey.
Has it, though? Madame is attempting to deflect from a subject that she obviously does not feel comfortable discussing. The late Viscount and the Major were surely friends then.
Edwin spent much of his time away on business before Angeline was born. Felix was a welcome distraction from the loneliness of the house.
You could probably tell what kind of face I'm making right now.
You were alone in the house.
The staff continued their duties, of course, but trying to get any sort of sophisticated or cultured conversation from them was like drawing blood from a stone.
Hmm.
And when Angeline was born,
Edwin remained at home. It was his duty as a father.
and the Major?
He had his own business and life to tend to, but we remained in touch via letter. Around the time of Edwin's passing, Felix had relocated to the area.
Well, Madame is incredibly coy and brief with the information she offers, but with the Viscount's death coinciding with the Major's return, surely a mere coincidence is too
I think
far-fetched.
that is all for now. Merci, Madame.
Okay. I'm going to go and have a little chat with your daughter, I feel. Because I'm not, once again, she's trying to be discreet. And I think she's trying to, oh, I've walked right past the stairs. She's trying to be discreet, but there is a question about paternity, maybe? Potentially. Okay. Perhaps it's time to speak with Mademoiselle Angeline again. She should be able to give us the valuable pieces of this puzzle. Hello.
Detective Poirot, are you any closer to uncovering the truth of Felix's involvement with the letters?
I am, Mademoiselle. I can confirm that he was not the author of the blackmail letters.
Okay.
So the author is still out there.
Oui, but it will not be long before they are apprehended, and the only letters they shall be penning will be from behind iron bars.
Your confidence is rather assuring. Thank you, Detective.
Your comments about the current guest stayed with me last night.
I'm sorry, Detective. I did not intend to leave your mind so full of thoughts.
My mind was full of thoughts anyway. I mean, was it though? I mean, not me personally. Head empty.
No apology is required. It actually made me question my whole chain of thinking. What if there had been a collusion between them, and the Major's murder was planned, organized, and orchestrated to make the investigation seem almost impossible?
I don't know. I'm not on team like everybody's.
That is quite a theory.
Every guest has a motive. You confirm that with the mention of Mademoiselle Conrad and the Major's fight. Supplying one another with a rock-solid alibi would surely throw off any detective.
But not you.
Correct, Mademoiselle. It would take much more to stamp Detective Poirot.
While searching the storage room, I found a book that I assume was a gift from the Major to
I
you.
haven't seen that book in so long. Yes, it was a gift for my 10th birthday. I have read it from cover to cover countless times. He left such a lovely inscription too.
It sounds as though there is a side to the Major I did not get to see. Was it common for him to bring you gifts?
Not common, but if he had been away for some time, he would bring me a small memento from his travels. He hasn't done that in some time.
Because he's broke. The toys that were with the book, were they also gifts from the Major?
They were. I'm afraid they may have gathered some dust being in the storage room for so long. I kept them in hope of giving them to my child when the time comes.
Oh, nice.
It sounds as though he had always cared about you.
His presence at the house was comforting for us both after Father died, even if sometimes he was a little too overprotective.
You spoke last night of the Major's support of your mammal.
That's right. Ever since I can remember, Felix has been around.
It seems as though she has a number of support networks. The Major, her friendship with the Countess, not forgetting Monsieur da Silva.
Maman has many friends. I know how she may seem to most, but once you break the hard shell...
There is a further shell waiting to be broken.
I mean, to be fair, I do rub her up the wrong way.
Very good, Detective.
Forgive me, Mademoiselle. I own
It's quite alright. You are not the only one that feels a raise its own. She's grateful you are here, especially now, whether she shows it or not.
She's definitely not showing it. Although she has been a little less combative, you know what I mean. I'm still yet to see this version of Madame that Mademoiselle Angeline speaks of. I'm not sure I will get my hopes up for a budding friendship. Speaking with the Contessa yesterday, she did not have the greatest opinion of the
They
Major.
have often come to blows when it concerns Maman. They are both trying to protect her, but they themselves cannot seem to get along.
She spoke of his desire to join the, how do you describe it? Social elite.
This isn't the first time she has vocalized that concern. She thinks the Major was just using our family name to make his way to the top.
And you do not agree?
I will not deny he has shown interest in Maman's social circles, but they have been friends since even before I was born. Surely all those years of friendship was not just to raise his social standing.
Maybe. Mademoiselle Angeline obviously does not believe what the Contessa had to say about the Major. Perhaps it is jealousy that drives her scandalous theory. If I may be so bold, did the Major contribute to the house?
What do you mean, detective?
I imagine a house of this size is rather costly, keeping it in the immaculate condition it is in.
Maman looks after the financial side of the house, but I think she has had to ask him more than once for a contribution of sorts. It is not for me to get involved.
Okay.
I shall not keep you any longer. Merci, mademoiselle.
I have everything that is needed to push Madame van den Bosch on her secret. Let's just check our mind map and see if there's anything that we need to... Oh yeah, there's 2 there. Before we speak to... The Major returned after the Viscount's death. Previous birthday gift. Angeline. Let's... Maybe those 2.
This will not get me any
Oh, no.
closer to my goal.
Oh, I'm doing... maybe Major returned. Previous gift.
Another success.
With the Viscount gone, the Major stepped up and acted as a fatherly figure for her. Major was acting as a father figure to Angeline. Cassandra claims the Major didn't love her. Cassandra met the Major before Angeline's birth. Major confessed his love for Cassandra. Let's have a look around here. Major isn't. Major cared about Cassandra and Angeline. What do we have here? I wonder if maybe these...
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Did I try to link these already?
I must
I
act on
did.
thought and fact.
I feel
on
like
impulse.
I have missed something here. Major hasn't... Those 2?
Order and method. That is the way to solve the problem.
There's definitely something I missed here. So we've got... actually... Oh, there we go. It's flashing at me.
Magnifique.
It's obvious that the Major cared for Cassandra. That is no surprise to anyone. Okay, we're gonna go and talk to Cassandra. We have to at this point, I feel. Go upstairs. Okay, love. I'm gonna come and I'm going to press you about some things. I apologise. We just need to break that shell, okay? It's going to be deeply unpleasant for both of us. If you are correct and the Major had no romantic feelings towards you, why would he keep a photograph of you and Mademoiselle Angeline hidden?
He may have stayed in my home, but Felix was a grown man, detective. What he kept, hidden or otherwise, has nothing to do with me.
I feel that you are
Does
lying.
not surprise you that he had such a photograph?
We have been friends, and he has been there for Angeline for many years. But you find it strange that he keeps a reminder of us. Perhaps that says more about you.
Don't you deflect onto me.
What I do find strange is that if he did hold a flame for you, why he would never express it.
If he did, it was not reciprocated. I have not even considered another since my husband's passing. Not that it is any of your business.
It is my business.
I think that is all for now. Merci, madame.
What have I missed? What's new? What is new? Cassandra has no romantic feelings towards... there we go.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
As much as she tries to deny it, Cassandra shared the Major's feelings in some capacity because he wasn't helping financially. Right. Okay, Mrs. You need to start talking to me.
Is this really necessary?
Absolutely. Push on why Cassandra has housed the Major for so long.
Who I allow in my house is none of your business. I do not have to
I did not think you were one for charity.
Oops, I skipped that. Sorry.
I would not expect you to think much of anything. There is no need to talk on it any further. But I'm sure you will remember that, financially speaking, we have had our issues.
I have all the evidence I need to confront Madame Van den Bosch. This is my approach to the questions that I must consider. She will no doubt be defensive when pushed, but that may be the only way. She will not give up information she does not want too easily. Suggestive, and yet you allow the Major to reside here, even without contributing. Why is it you protect the name of Monsieur Hagen? So let's push.
He was a man that required no protection, detective, especially from me.
That is the impression I had of him, which is why your defensive stance warrants questioning.
Your insistent questioning on such trivial matters are getting on my
Maybe we could
last
wind her up a
nerve.
little bit more.
There is a murderer and a blackmailer to be found. That is your job here.
And there is a massive secret that is not being told. His declarations of love meant nothing to you. Judging by the Major's words in the letter, it was not only one. It was not the only one that he had sent declaring his love Nespa. Let's annoy her.
How many times do I have to tell you? There was no romantic feelings between us. I have grown weary of this conversation, Poirot. There is nothing more to say.
Direct. There is something about your relationship you are obviously refusing to elaborate on. The love letters, the housing, your continued reluctance to answer my questions. Defensive nature suggests that there was a shared love between you. Back it.
Madame, you continue to withhold the truth.
She literally said nothing.
And you continue to get on my last nerve. I am not obliged to tell you every detail of my private life.
But this might be the root of the blackmail you... Oh my god.
But when it impedes my investigation,
Oh my god.
If only you were this focused on finding the blackmailer and...
Madame,
Very well. I did not lie about how we met. I was attending an event, raising money for... Oh, I cannot recall now. It had been some time since I had returned home, and was rather missing English soil. I was aware of Felix's invitation, or at least that there was to be several British officers attending the party, and that is where our friendship began. He was a warm reminder of home, and I enjoyed conversing with him. We shared walks in the park and read together, As I said, he was a welcome distraction from the days spent alone. I shall go no further with the details, but I will say, I had no intention on being unfaithful to my husband. It was never our plan to go that far. Once I found out I was pregnant. I knew
Oh
it
my
was-
goodness! She confessed!
The Viscount never questioned Mademoiselle's birth.
In his mind, he had no reason to, and he shouldn't have had to. It was my mistake to bear. If he knew the truth, our lives would have been ruined.
Well, I completely misread that
I
situation.
told Felix that he was to stay away, but he had no intention to. He became an uncle figure to Angeline, and they grew closer after Edwin's death.
Flippin' heck.
I could not tell her the truth. Too much time had passed. The secret remained only between
And apparently a third person.
And what were the Major's thoughts on revealing the truth?
He wanted to tell her everything. He wanted her to know exactly who he was. But I told him no. It would not have been the poignant reconciliation that he expected. She would not understand.
Wow. Tell me about the letters.
I tried to retrieve them from the safe after everyone had retired last night. But when I opened the safe, they were nowhere to be found. I assumed he must have hidden them somewhere else.
When I entered the study this morning, they were as visible as a red notice on a police station wall.
Oh, I wonder if
I would
somebody's...
appreciate if you did not compare them to the face of a wanted fellow.
Pardon?
I wonder if that was staged then.
But that does mean someone else in the house has seen them. I don't understand. Why would they return them?
Well, he's dead now, isn't there? There's no one to
A
blackmail.
mystery that is still yet to be solved.
Madame was beaten to the safe by another. It seems it was also... We also have a thief within these walls. To add to the list of criminals, but a thief that returns the spoils. Potentially one of the servants, I think. Can I assume this is a secret that has been used for ransom?
It must be. But I have told no one.
And the Major?
Felix promised me he wouldn't tell a soul, and I believed him. But even if he wanted to.
Possibly one of the servants. If the Major had let slip even once through the years, perhaps in an intoxicated state, it's a secret that many would seek an opportunity to gain
You
from.
did not think anyone knew, and that is why you disregarded the letter.
If you bow to these criminals, they will only try to claw more from you.
I think that is all for now. Merci, madame.
Interesting. The uncertain connection between the Major and the ransom has been resolved. The Major was being blackmailed. The letters were not written by his hand. What remains unresolved is why the Major was being blackmailed. Two cases of extortion under one roof. The question of their relationship must be asked. The Major's secret is anything but obvious from his letter. Now, I now have a blackmailer and a murderer and their weapon to find. If the correct process is followed, they shall all be found swiftly. I should take my leave. The room has already revealed enough new insights into the Madame's and Major's lives. I wonder if he wanted to... I had my suspicions that Madame Van den Bosch and the Major shared a romantic relationship, but I did not expect the revelation of his connection to Mademoiselle Angeline. I'm now one of the very few that hold Madame's secret. Okay, objective complete. Okay, is there anything else that we need to... So, blackmailer... Major is Angeline's father. Okay. So she did not want to continue having the relationship afterwards. Interesting. Okay.
Detective Poirot, how is your investigation coming?
All right.
Mr. Starling, I must admit, I have learned much more than I was expecting to.
You'll be wrapping the case up soon, then.
I think you know more. I think the staff know more than they're letting on.
One has never finished learning, monsieur. And in this case, I shall need to continue if I am to find the Major's killer.
Because you're not a very good butler if you don't know all the goings on in the house.
To vocalize your thinking. I'm all ears.
Monsieur Sterling offers an interesting concept. If I was to state the current position of my investigation while holding back certain truths, the guilty parties may realise I'm hot on their heels and reveal their hand.
Monsieur, would you gather the guests and staff in the salon?
Right away, Detective. Can I ask for what reason?
I shall reveal all once everyone is together.
Chapter 6, The Search.
Detective, what is the meaning of all this?
Madame, I ask that you all lend me your ears for only a few moments. What I have to say is of great significance to everyone. You are all invited here to celebrate the engagement of Mademoiselle Angeline van den Bosch and Monsieur Gédéon Demire, the coming together of two prevalent families. But the celebrations were short-lived, as Major Felix Hagen was found dead in his study by a young servant of the house. It then became my responsibility and obligation as a detective to uncover the truth behind his demise. My initial examination of his study exposed a number of things I did not expect to find. Things I have no desire to divulge at this time, but what I can say is this. It was no simple murder. A letter demanding ransom for a continued silence confirmed this. I am sure some, if not all of you, have heard whispers of a series of blackmails that have plagued the social elite in recent weeks. After hearing of the letters in the Major study, you may ask if it was him behind the letters. You may further ask if he was preparing his next threat to another unsuspecting victim. It is a question that crossed even my mind. That was until I sought the truth. That in fact it was the Major that had fallen victim to our blackmailer Mystérieux. Last night I spoke with you all, confirmed your whereabouts in the house over the course of the evening, and while I would have expected such questioning to reveal a potential suspect, what I learned was that it could not have been one of you.
What do you mean, not one of us? The man was stabbed. He hardly did that to himself. There is still a killer in the house.
Pardon, monsieur, if you would allow me to finish. It could not have been only one of you. Rather a partnership, in cahoots, if you will. Conversations today have revealed facts that I was not expecting to discover. And although they may have muddied and complicated my investigation, what I must do to bring the guilty parties to justice has become clearer. Those of you that spun stories in an attempt to confuse and derail my investigation have made a grave mistake in underestimating my intelligence. Other detectives may fall for such deception, but I can assure you, Detective Poirot is no such fool. My investigation is far from over, and swift justice shall be dealt to those that have committed such appalling acts and have continued to mislead and lie to protect themselves. Now, I must continue, mon enquête, and I shall leave you to consider that you may be beside a cold-hearted killer. Bonsoir. Monsieur Sterling, un moment.
Wow.
Quite the speech, Detective.
Okay, I'm going to leave it there. It's the end of start of chapter 6. We'll be going to do some searching, I think. So, the thick plottings. Conspiracy after conspiracy after conspiracy. But we shall learn more about that next time. And if you'd like to join me for that, there is an end card coming up with a link back into my channel. You can head over there, watch some more videos, drop me a subscribe. You know how it be. Have a lovely week, and I shall see you soon. Bye-bye.